Argentina, Lionel Messi. Ladies and gentlemen, the drama that is coming out on my timeline on social media. Did they lose on purpose? What is the conspiracy theories that is going on? I'm going to give my own verdict. I'm going to say it how it is, and I'm going through every single thing that is being said on social media, ladies and gentlemen, because it gets absolutely crazy. So we are understanding that obviously Argentina, they lost the final against Spain. I think Spain deservedly won that game. They dominated the game and they deservedly won against Argentina, right? But there are videos that are being published, and this is on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. So this video on your screens is basically before the game, right? This is Lionel Messi talking to his teammates right before the game started, going through the tunnel and then going onto the pitch. And we can clearly see, look, I'm going to pause it here. Look at Enzo Fernandez. He was crying. Look at his nose, all red. He was 100% crying. Dibu Martinez, for example. Look at this Martinez, the center back Martinez, right? Both of them look very emotional. They looked like they were in tears and they were definitely crying. This brother right here looking down, the whole morale of the Argentinian team, and if you take a look at the footage before the game, they were so happy when they came down the bus. They were happy, they were smiling, and all of a sudden, this clip comes out. They look sad, their morale is down, they look depressed. What's happening here? And on top of all of that, Lionel Messi now, excuse me, I don't know the language really well, but they said that Lionel Messi told them, stay calm, forget about everything else. Let's stay calm, boys, forget about everything else, forget about everything, let's just think about playing, that is all. You cannot convince me that there is definitely something personal happening here, right here, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone is basically having their theories, saying that they were told to lose this final on purpose. Now, as much as I don't want to believe that, does things like that happen in football? Definitely. Rigged things happen, scripted things happen in football. God damn, back in the day, I'm definitely for sure knew that it happened. Scripted stuff happened. I don't know, back in 1970s, 1960s, definitely some things happened here and there, obviously, right? And that we're not aware of it because there was no social media back then. But this coming out, their morale, the way they played, it just baffles my mind that Argentina, the team that they played against England, that sheer difference of the team that they have played every single knockout stage and even in the group stages. Sure, they weren't the best of teams, you could say that. But the amount of pressure that the World Cup brings, I mean, England is literally top 4 teams FIFA ranked, and you're telling me that they played a way better game in the England game than Spain. Now, I know Spain is the best team in the world. The way they have their tactics, the formation, they just locked down Argentina for good, right? But the morale was definitely, it's so obvious, down. Even Lionel Messi went on missing shots in training. He missed 5 out of 5 shots, which if you know Lionel Messi, if you have seen his footage, you are aware that Lionel Messi does not miss any shots in training, right? But ladies and gentlemen, look at the amount of conspiracies. I'm going to go through them and I'm going to debunk everyone if it is needed to be debunked, right? So Scaloni arrived at the stadium and got off the team bus in tears. Not only Scaloni, but Lionel Messi. I've seen a lot of pictures, him coming down the bus and he was in tears. Not the bus, sorry, he was going through the tunnel and he was in tears. Now again, this could be all just for conspiracy theories because maybe Lionel Messi told the team that this is their last game, or this is his last international game for Argentina. Maybe that was why they were all emotional. Maybe that's the reason, right? I think I'm leaning towards that's the reason than being told that they have to lose the game. But I think that is what happened. That's why Scaloni, they love Lionel Messi. They will genuinely go and do anything for Lionel Messi. And if they heard that this is Lionel Messi's last game internationally, then hey, they would be in tears, obviously. And Scaloni was probably, that's why he was in tears. Most likely. I don't know. Maybe not. Messi missed every shot in warm-up in over 20 years. I generally don't think he ever missed. That's what I said. Messi's family didn't even come to the stadium despite living in Miami. I don't know how true that is because I saw some clips of his family leaving the MetLife Stadium. I don't know if that's an old clip or not, but I believe the camera just wasn't panned to any of the Argentinian families. That's all. That's why everyone's saying, oh, His family was not there, but I believe they were there. They were leaving the stadium, I believe. And there's a lot of footage of that, so I'm debunking that. I think their family was there, and all the Argentinian players' families was there. And I know a lot of people are saying their families wasn't there, but their families was definitely there in the stadium. It's like they never pan to the families unless they won like a World Cup title. Then they come on the pitch, then we see them, right? But then they didn't won the World Cup title, so their families obviously wouldn't be on the pitch. So I'm debunking that stupid narrative, if I'm being honest. The Argentinian players, their families was there, their wives were there. They didn't skip this game, ladies and gentlemen. So keep that in mind, because let's be honest. The Spain players, for example, did we see any of their loved ones? No. Did we see of their girlfriends? No. The camera panned to them? No. Same thing with Argentina. We didn't see them the entire game. That doesn't mean that they weren't in the stadium. They were in the stadium. If they won that final, we would have seen them on the pitch. So I'm debunking that. I think that is a coping mechanism. Don't believe that point at all. Now, there's a lot of things that happened as well, right? 0 shots on target. Lautaro wasn't subbed in. Why was Lautaro the questionable subs? Also, obviously, there is a good point that's saying that when Spain faced every single team during the knockout stage, someone from the opposition player got injured, right? With Portugal, I believe Nuno Mendes. Belgium, someone else got injured, right? Or Courtois was it, right? Even in this in France, Saliba got injured. In this final, Martinez got injured and Romero got injured at the same time, right? Enzo Fernandez red card. Everything was just crumbling, right? And everyone is speculating, saying, oh, how would they get injured? How does Martinez and Romero both got injured? It just does not make sense. And my opinion, come on, man. I don't know, man. I feel like that's a bit too much. They just got injured. Lads, they just got injured, and that's that. I know it looks suspicious that every single knockout stage, every opposition against Spain, they got injured. Very suspicious in my opinion, but that's that, right? But in my opinion, looking at all of this, right? The strongest points I could give to this argument is 2. First one, Maradona in 2015 went in an interview talking about the 1990 World Cup final against Germany, where they lost, where they got embarrassed as well, 1-0 I believe it was, right? Maradona in 2015 said that someone came and told us and threatened us to lose that final. That's the highest that they will reach. The final is it. They have to lose the final. They threatened him, and that's that. Now, how much you believe of what Maradona says, that's for you to decide. It is Maradona. Not the most trustable source if I'm being honest, but at the end of the day, hey, it is Maradona, and he said that on international TV. 2015 took him 25 years for him to say that. I mean, it looks suspicious, kinda believable. Sure, back in the day, definitely politics was in the thing in football. Back in the day, the scripted games, yes, a lot of them, the scripted tournaments, a lot of the World Cups won might have been scripted as well. Let's not fool anyone. You're stupid if you don't think that scripted is not in sports. It's definitely in sports, ladies and gentlemen. Nowadays, maybe less, but back in the day, for sure, right? Now, Maradona's era, maybe that was true. But here, do you think someone went in the locker room or someone before the game told them that they cannot win this game? Because that takes me to the second reason or second case why this makes it a good case, right? Basically, after the England match, Argentina versus England, a very sensitive topic. Politically, we all know what happened. I'm not very educated about it, obviously, so I'm not going to speak about that. But after the game, after Argentina won that game, they pull up a flag. And it's written under it some political things, I guess. I don't know what it was written. Again, do not cook me, Argentinians, if there's anyone watching. But there's something said. It was basically a political message, right? And in FIFA's rulebook, it says that if a team sends out a political message during the game, then they will face an 11-year ban from the World Cup and from international games. That is a very good, or not very good, that's a very strong case to this conspiracy theory in my opinion. That's the strongest one. Because they showed the flag that said political message after the game, the Argentinian players, and they didn't get punished for it. Nothing was said. I believe FIFA's president said, I will talk about it after the World Cup is ending, because it was a semi-final, right? 4 days before the final, they wouldn't just ban them from the final, right? But That was done, and maybe against speculations, I don't know. Maybe they were told either you lose this game or you face 11 years of ban. It looks bad. It looks believable. I mean, if you're FIFA in this scenario and you're in the same final and a team does that, right? You have a final in 4 days. You think you're gonna cancel the final and all the tickets you can sell? That's just stupid, right? Let's be honest. If you were the FIFA president, how would you do that? But giving them 11-year ban to a team like Argentina, again, you just cannot do that at the same time, man. You cannot ban any team or any of the big teams if I'm FIFA here. So maybe they were told either you lose this or we will ban you. That's the two strongest cases for this argument, if I'm being honest. And the last case that they lost and they were told to lose that final. At the same time, right? At the same time, if they were told to lose this final, wouldn't Martinez, the goalkeeper of Argentina, let in some shots in the goal? You know how many saves Martinez had? I believe 9 to 10 to 11 saves during this game, which is unbelievable performance from Debo. Wouldn't he let in those shots though? That's what doesn't make sense. Like, that's the rigged and scripted thing does not make sense. And a lot of Argentinians, they messaged and put comments on videos I made on social media talking about this, right? They told me that it's just coping. Let's just accept the loss and let's just move on. In my opinion, if I'm giving you a verdict, my verdict is for sure it's all BS. It's all BS in my opinion. Because Debo would have let in those shots. That last minute free kick by Lamine Yamal in the 90th minute, wouldn't he have let that shot in? That before Ferran Torres' goal, right? Before Ferran Torres' goal and winning goal, he saved the ball and then Ferran Torres came and scored the goal. Like, wouldn't he just let it in? All those shots they let against Argentina, wouldn't they just let that ball in? They were trying their best. They were defending for 105 minutes, 110 minutes. They defended. They were successful until that goal came, obviously, right? I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Because if you take a look at the first goal that was disallowed, right? Shouldn't have they allowed it? If they wanted Argentina to lose, shouldn't have they allowed it? I know you would give the argument, oh, it makes it too obvious. It makes everything too obvious. And if that clip came out after the game, then, oh, it makes it so obvious and that case would open and all of that. That's understandable. That's for sure understandable. But at the same time, man, they could have ended the game in so many scenarios and they didn't. Martinez had a good game. They were actually trying. But does that change the fact that there is something going on? It's just we're not aware of it. And we probably won't know unless 20 years from now on, man, someone comes out in an interview and says it. That's the thing, right? And another thing that happened during social media, ladies and gentlemen, Tagliafico, I don't know how to say his name, Tagliafico's wife or girlfriend was on TikTok liking comments on the conspiracy theory stuff. So I'm going to end it on that. I don't know what's happening. I genuinely do not know what's happening. 99% of me is saying this is like coping and this is your BS. But 1% of me, I might actually believe this, man. Scripting, rigging games happens in football. I don't know. What do you guys think in the comment section below? Is it all BS? Is it not? Let me know in the comment section below. But to me, I feel like I'm leaning more toward BS than not. But there's a lot of things that might be a strong case. That last one of the Argentinian player's wife going and liking comments on TikTok about the conspiracy theories, a bit suspicious if I'm being honest. But thank you so much for everything, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be talking a different video on Messi, Argentina and media hate that is coming on as well. I'm seeing a lot new. I'm going to cover that as well. But that is for the whole situation and drama that's happening. Let's move on, guys. At the end of the day, it doesn't change the final. Let's just move on. That's what it is. Thanks so much. Like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and gracias, amigos.